So a lot of you have been asking me to explain what subdivisions are and how to apply them in drumming, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do this. I'm going to try my best to explain it in the best way possible. So be sure to stick around and pay close attention because this is one of the most important topics in drumming. Now, what are subdivisions? Subdivisions are a group of things that are divided into segments. Let me explain this pictorially so you understand. So let's say we have a big circle. Now, when we have that big circle, it is a whole circle. The moment we were to draw a line, either a vertical line across it, now we have two parts of that circle. If we were to add another line across it, we have four parts of that circle. If we were to draw another line diagonally, we have six. Just like that, it continues. Now, what did we just do? We just subdivided that circle. That's what subdivision is all about. So you see that circle we just subdivided right now? We can relate that to drumming. That whole circle can be referred to as whole note. Now, when you divide it into two, we have half note. A portion of it is half note. When you divide it into four, one portion of it is quarter note. You divide it further, we have eighth note. Continues that way, 16th note. We have 32nd note. Do you understand? So I didn't state this earlier on, but please, for you to understand these things, you will need a metronome. So if you can pause this video right now, get your metronome. Let's do this together. I'll be getting mine too. So I believe you've gotten your metronome now. I'm going to be setting my metronome to 70 BPM. We're at 70 BPM right now. I'm going to turn it on. I believe you can hear this now. One, tap, tap, tap. So what do we call whole note? Now, whenever this first one you're seeing, whenever it comes up, that is whole note. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we count whole notes. So you can use a metronome to learn it. Just take it as the first one, the first sound you hear, your 1. But if you want to count half notes now, half notes is going to be coming as, let's go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Your half note starts on the 1, and then it continues on the 3. Then we have what we call quarter notes. Quarter notes basically goes the same way your metronome is moving. So we have this. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So everything I'm doing here, I'm not just calling numbers. This is exactly how you're going to be hitting it. If I ask you to play quarter notes for me, you're going to be playing 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Do you understand? Half notes. 1, 2. So we progress further. We have eighth notes now. Eighth note means for every note that a quarter note gives you normally, we add an extra note to it. So it means we have 8 notes in a bar. So 8 notes sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll beat on the snare. Go. So when we're having just 4 notes playing in our ear, quarter notes, we're counting 8 notes. That's what 8 notes is all about. So we have the next one, 16th notes. So 16th notes here now means we're going to be having 4 notes per each count. So 1, 2, 3, go. Then we have 32nd note, which means 8 notes per each count. Go! So in case you didn't understand what I was doing there, we simply had a bar. And that same bar that at the beginning could take only 1 note, by the second one, that's half note, could take in 2 notes. By the next one, quarter note, it could take in 4 notes. By the next one, that is 8th note, you could take in 8 notes. By the next one, 16, the same bar. Do you understand? That's what I was doing. So there's another one you guys need to understand, which are called the triplets. The triplets can be tricky, just like the name implies. But then I'm going to teach you guys how to count triplets. So in the triplets, you can count quarter note triplets, we have 8th note triplets, we have 16th note triplets, or sextuplets, we call them sextuplets. So I'm going to show you guys how to count those ones now too. So normally we have our quarter notes as this. So 3, 4. If we were to count quarter note triplets now, it's going to sound something like this. That's how we count quarter note triplets. So move on to eighth notes now. But to play our normal eighth notes are So next, now we have 16 notes and 16 note triplets. I'm playing the normal one and the triplet just so you can understand. You get. So 16 notes sound something like this. But then 16 note triplets or sextuplets can be counted this way. If you want to understand it better, count it in such a way that the same way we have 4 notes for every count, in sextuplets we have 6 notes for every count. Let me explain. Let me play it. So that was in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm saying it fast, but you understand what I'm doing. So every count has 6 notes that is going with it. So we move on to 32nd note as usual. So these are the basic triplets that you should know: quarter, eighth, and 16th. So I'm going to be explaining these things for you guys. I don't want to just talk about it. I want to give you guys real life applications of these things. I'm going to play some grooves on the hi-hat, making use of the subdivisions, and also show you how to apply them in playing fills. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply every subdivision I just showed you. We don't really make use of whole notes and half notes in subdivisions. Basically, we start from quarter note to quarter note triplets just to 32nd note. You get. So I'm going to be applying every of this subdivision in a groove. I'm going to be playing them on as the hi-hat pattern. So basically what I just did here now was to play all these things I just taught you earlier on the hi-hat. I made sure I used on-screen text so you could understand the switches and the changes. These things are not going to be easy, but you need to stay tuned. Later in this video, I shared an exercise that is going to make you learn how to switch between them flawlessly. You get. So I'm going to be doing something now. I have a challenge for you guys. Yes. So we're in the classroom and I have a classwork for you people to do. So I'm going to be playing some fills. When I play these fills, I want you guys, I'll give you a few seconds to guess what subdivision that fill is in. It's going to be simple fills. We're still progressing. I'm going to give you time to just guess what subdivision it is, like 3, 4, 5 seconds, and you give me your answer. Let's get right into it. So let me know how many of them you got. Let us know in the comment section what was your score in this phase as to learning about subdivisions. So something else I want us to learn now is subdivisions, using them as drum fills, but merging subdivisions. Now, we're doing these things basically, but some of the crazy things you see pro drummers do, like going crazy in shed and getting you kind of confused, what they basically do is pick one thing and play it in so many subdivisions. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to do that one. So the first thing we're going to be doing now in this aspect of merging subdivisions is this thing that almost every drummer knows. It's popular where you hear people do things like this. So at some point, you'd have definitely seen things like this. And what was this all about? This is the single stroke roll, but it was just applied on different subdivisions. We went from quarter notes to eighth notes to 16 notes to 32nd notes. So this first one we just learned now, it's just like the basic. You can use this one to learn other ones we're going to go into now. So the next one we have now is a fill. This fill sounds something like this. So what did I just do here? You can pause it and take a guess if you want to, test yourself out. So basically what I did here was we have 16th notes between this first stuff and this one. That's the snare drum and this one. We have. So don't mind the fact that I'm putting my kicks in. It's the same thing as doing. You get? You understand? So now what we're doing here is we're not playing it as 16 notes first of all, but sharing the notes between this snare drum and the kick. Then you help me do something like this. So at this point now, I moved up to the second note. Let me play it on the snare so you understand. So we have. That's what I did. So the next thing we're going to do, just like I stated earlier, is we're going to take a particular idea and try it in two different subdivisions. We're going to try it in 16-note triplets and 32nd note. So this is the idea here. That's the idea. So now playing it in 16-note triplets is going to sound something like this. You see that? But now if you want to play it in 32nd notes, it's going to sound something like this. You see what I did there? The same thing, but sounds different because of different subdivisions. So now the second thing we're going to do is we're going to take this particular idea, another idea now. We're going to play it in 16 notes. We're going to play it in 16-note triplet, that's sextuplets, and play it in 32nd note. Now the same thing in 16-note triplets. Now the same thing in 32nd note sounds something like this. So now, I want to share with you guys one more thing. Now, this thing is going to be very helpful for you because if this is your first time learning about subdivisions, everything I did right now is going to be kind of difficult for you, like the switching. switching from this subdivision to another one. But now I have an exercise that if you try this exercise out, it's going to make switching much more easier for you. So let's get right into the exercise. So if you don't know what I was doing, I was playing sextuplets for 1 bar, 16 notes for 1 bar. Switching them interwovenly makes it kind of difficult or kind of tricky. But once you can do this, every other thing becomes easy. Now you can try this for 8th note and 8th note triplets. For every other quarter note triplets, try this out in your own personal practice time. So if this video has been helpful to you so far, please leave a comment below, and you could also let me know what videos you want me to teach you in future videos. Peace.